I was walking with God and I said, God, well, you know my heart. But I think when people use this as an excuse, I think this is what brings a lot of people to hell, is the saying, God knows my heart. Yeah, no crap, God knows your heart, bro. That's why he sent his only son down, is because he knows your heart. But if you're just going to sit there with, oh, he knows my heart. So I was walking around and I said, God, like, lately I feel like you use me more for my mistakes more than what I'm trying to actually go and do. And I'm walking around and I remember my prayers are always, God, I want you to use me. Even if you have to break me, even if you have to put me up high or put me down low, or if you give me everything and then take it away. Like when I meet you, I don't want to just be another son of yours. I want to be the one that you looked at and you were pleased with. And I was quiet and I was walking around the neighborhood and it wasn't audibly. I always like to make sure people know this. But something in my heart was like, hey, remember that Pharaoh was used by God, but Moses was known by God. And so I switched my prayers because I realized, I'm like, oh man, dude, there's a lot of people that I think are like the devil. But in my brain, I'm like, God is using that person. So I think it's a really tricky place to put yourself in, to be like, God, use me, use me, use me. Because at the end of the day, I was only asking God to use me to inflate my own ego. So that way I could go to God and say, hey, look what I did, God. And then I read the verse, oh, apart from me, you can't do anything, like a vine and the fruit. So me and my mom were arguing about works one day, and not even arguing. We don't argue anymore. We have such beautiful conversations, which is such a blessing, man. And that actually happened when I realized that I'm not the savior, I'm the sower. So when I'm talking to somebody that I love and I'm scared about where they're going, I just take a breath and I say, hey, I know nothing. They know nothing. We're all based off of our faith. It's God who's in charge. But I take my mom out into our garden and I say, hey, Mom, and I picked this fruit and I said, how could you produce this fruit? She goes, well, from the vine. I go, but if the vine is God, how did you say that I need to give him this fruit, but how do I give him this fruit? She goes, well, you have to produce it. I go, well, how can I produce it? And she just freezes. And I said, no, but tell me, how can I produce this orange? I go, first is the seed. And I go, let me explain it. And I took your references as of being dirt. I go, Adam is the name of dirt. I go, we're dirt. I'm using the word dirt in a respectful way. Anytime I use it now, I just want to make sure that people know that I'm using it in the name of creation. But this sand that we're made out of, Jesus' word is claimed to be the seed. So if we're dirt and the word comes into our heart, that's how then it grows out to produce fruit. But I tell people all the time, be careful when you're bragging about fruit that you're producing, because we are so quick to confuse our fruits with the Lord's fruits, because we're looking at it with human eyes. Oh, look how much money this made us. Look how many people we baptized yesterday.
Right.
Look how what we're doing. And God's like, yo, apart from me,
you can do nothing.
You could do nothing. So if that's true, Johnny, what I don't want to be is when I stand before God, the hypocrite that he used as an example, or the wolf
instead of the sheep.